Well, welcome to class. My name is Ken, and this is Yin, really just a nice grounding yoga class. For this session, a couple of props will be handy, so have them nearby if you can. One is a cushion. This is a yoga cushion. If you have like a couch cushion or maybe a firmer pillow, that would work. There'll be moments where you might want to use a strap. You could also use, let's just say like a long sleeve shirt, or even a towel, like a big beach towel. Speaking of beach towels, I have a blanket here. You could also use like a nice beach towel. And then I have a couple blocks. There might be moments where a block would be useful. Not required to use the props, but in a few of the poses, it would just be, it would help you to relax into it. And really the little bit of the theme for this class is, just imagine that, and I don't have to imagine too much, imagine that you're in the office all day, maybe by the computer, maybe not, a little bit hectic. And here you are, maybe a little scattered, maybe a little frazzled, or just busy-minded. How do we ground? How do we find some peace in mind and body? And just get some beautiful stretches so we just feel good by the end of this session. So sitting up on a cushion, or you could just sit on a blanket or just your mat. Easy cross-legged position. Hands on knees for support. You just grow spine long. Lift up through the top of head. Shoulders back, maybe half an inch, and then drag shoulder blades down. Close eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If you'd rather keep your eyes open, just look down towards the floor. I'll take a deeper than normal breath in through nose. You just exhale that breath out, nose or mouth, whatever you choose. Let's do that again. Just by deepening your breath, you start that transition into a grounded, peaceful mind. Relax muscles around your eyes. And relax jaw. And then we'll continue this steady, just a little slower, deeper breathing. We'll combine it with just a finger and a wrist stretch. So you can bring right hand out. Fingers pointing down towards the floor. Spread fingers wide. And it's just one finger at a time. So with the left hand, you grab the pinky, and you just start to pull back. Not so much that you feel like you're going to hurt your finger or break it or do anything damaging, but just enough so that you feel, and we'll do that with each finger, so you just feel the tendon line along the palm, wrist, maybe even up to the elbow. And we'll just combine this with the breath. So it's just a breath in and out. You can close eyes if that's comfortable, or eyes open, either way. And then the next finger over, just one finger at a time. Spread fingers and palm wide. Even a bit of like reaching out through the heel of hand. And this right shoulder, if it's hiking up, just bring that right shoulder down. Middle finger. Just feeling that line right along mid-palm, wrist, forearm, up to elbow. Then index finger. This is like the opposite of what we normally do. If we're typing or using our hands, we're always making fists and gripping, right? So we're contracting. Here, we're trying to stretch and stay open. All right, then right palm towards the ceiling. Let's bring back of hands against each other. And you just reach around and grab thumb. So last appendage on this right hand. And you just pull back. Notice if you're carrying tension in your shoulders, right? The shoulders will be up at your ears if you are. You just keep bringing shoulders down, maybe chest lift a bit. All right, now release thumb. And let's just switch cross of legs. Other leg in front. Left hand out. Fingers pointing down towards floor. So that it's like your wrist is sort of flexed down. Left pinky, grab. Make sure you spread hand wide, that left hand wide. Just coming back to breath. Next finger. When you make your breath deeper than a normal breath, you're actually quieting your mind. Choosing focus on the breath versus whatever thoughts you've had today or whatever's running around in your brain. And that allows you to be open to just feel what's happening in your hand and your wrist and your forearm. Grab middle finger. And then index finger. And setting up for thumb. So left palm towards the ceiling, back of hands against each other. Grab thumb, pull back. All right, release thumb. Just a couple more things. Let's bring arms out parallel to the floor. Inhale, flex fingers up towards the ceiling, so you're flexing wrist. Then on an exhale, pinky first, and you're just gonna make a fist. Bring your fingers in, and thumb goes over the top of fingers. Then you point knuckles down. Open up hand, point fingers up towards ceiling. And then pinky starts, and you just draw fingers in, thumb goes over the top. Point knuckles down. One more. Open up hands. Fingers towards elbow. And then make a fist. And let go. All right, last little bit. So we've been working, one finger at a time, and then that was a nice little wrist stretch. Now we're gonna get all at the same time. So you just start with whatever fingers. I can't quite get my thumb down, but you might be able to get your thumb down. And not the fingers yet, so just fingertips pressing down. And we're just gonna reach or press forward with hands, just feeling a stretch. So now it's all of the tendons, so right through the palm, wrist. I can feel it right up into my elbow. No need to overdo this. And then if you can, bring your palm all the way down. Not quite happening for me, but you might be able to get your palm down. So this whole sequence with the fingers and wrists, this is great for working with carpal tunnel. Just to keep your wrist and your fingers, your palm open so it doesn't get all compressed and tight. And then squeeze on the nerves. Okay, then just pull your fingers up. All right, one more thing in this seated position. So we're just gonna move from fingers and wrists and forearms up to the shoulders. So just sitting up nice and tall. Shoulder shrugs. Inhaling, shoulders up by ears. Slide shoulder blades back and down. Shoulders up by ears. And slide back and down. We hold tension in shoulders. I've mentioned that already. And stretching and moving actually helps relieve tension. One more shoulder shrug. And then bring right arm out parallel to the floor. And let's just draw that right arm across body. And I like to, as I pull on the arm, resist at the same time. This will activate through the shoulder. So it's a bit more like an active stretch. Release right arm. Left arm straight out, parallel to the floor. Keep that left shoulder down. And let's just draw that left arm across. and release. Coming off the cushion, if you're sitting on a cushion, unbend knees, that might feel pretty good. So we'll just, you can set your feet down or even straighten your legs out a bit. This is a transition. A transition into Baddha Konasana with a kind of a seated cat-cow motion for the spine and the low back. And we'll add that. So you just pull heels in towards sit bones a bit. This will stretch through the inner legs, so that's part of what we're doing. Give that just a moment. And so for this cat-cow motion, you could grab ankles or feet, shin, maybe even knees. I like to, actually, I'm going to grab ankles. That'll work a little bit better. So on an inhale, this is like cow pose, where belly is moving forward, shoulder blades back. And then a cat pose sitting up. On an exhale, rounding spine. It's like you're sitting back, but you're holding on to feet. So this will stretch through shoulders, right between shoulder blades, pull belly in. And then on an inhale, tilting pelvis forward, belly comes forward, chest is forward a bit. And as you pull forward each time, just feeling a little more stretch through the inner leg. And then rounding into that seated cat pose. Let's do that again. And you can actually just flow this a few times here. If we're sitting in one space for long periods of time, we get a little stuck, a little stiff, and we're countering that. Good. So you finish that one up. Bring hands on the floor behind. Now you can squeeze shoulder blades in towards each other. If it's comfortable, drop head back. If that makes you dizzy or it's uncomfortable on the neck, keep chin tucked towards chest and look down towards the floor. Rise up. Now grab feet. And this is like a seated forward fold. So it's sort of like child's pose, only we're sitting. Pull chest forward. Little bicep strength here. Just using the upper arm. And it's really like you're trying to tilt the pelvis forward, or I like to think of it as moving belly button towards heels. Or as if you're trying to set chest maybe 3 or 4 feet out in front of you. And then we'll round spine. So you're still pulling forward. Forehead, head comes down towards feet. Could even reach hands out, palms down. This is that child's pose, only sitting type move, where you just feel a stretch right along the length of spine, into low back, tailbone. At the same time as you pull forward, inner legs and the groin area. Let's give it 2 more breaths. Walk yourself back up. Hands to the outside of knees. Let's just push knees together. That'll feel good. All right, hamstring stretch with a spinal twist as we get to it. So just bring the right leg out. Left foot to the inside of right leg, or the outside of right leg, if that's feasible. And you grab left knee and pull belly and chest towards thigh. I'm trying to be upright through spine, so it's not rounding. So we're not rounding here. This pulling of belly and chest towards thigh, spine is elongated up, top of head lifting up. And if anything, also is just trying to, it's subtle, but trying to tilt the pelvis forward. If you don't quite feel a hamstring stretch yet, you will. We'll get there. And then hug that left knee in. So you use right arm to hug left knee in. And as you're hugging that knee in, resist with the knee. What that will do is we'll stretch to the outer part of right shoulder and also start to activate through that left hip. We'll get some hip work in just a little bit. And pretty much set up for a spinal twist now. Just dropping left hand back. You can pull on that left knee. Belly moves along the left thigh. So you can pull belly in, and then it's like you're just setting that belly button just a little bit further on the left thigh. Unwind from twist. Here's a hamstring stretch. So it's a separate leg stretch. Left foot to the inside of right leg. If you have a cushion or a blanket or a block even, support that left knee so that we can forget about this left side. If you can't quite grab feet with hands, then use a strap. Grab that right thigh, rotate thigh inwards so toes are pointing towards the ceiling. And I'll just use the strap. So you just loop the strap onto bottom of foot, not the toes. So just like the balls of the feet. Then you pull back. Lengthen spine, again, so straight spine, not so much rounded yet. And if you're going to lean forward, you're leaning forward. Well, if you need to come forward for more of a hamstring stretch, you lean forward. Now this might feel tight on the back of the right leg, the hamstring, and that's okay, right? We're just trying to create length there. And can you relax into it? Can you just take that slow breath? Relax the right leg, allow the muscles to lengthen, become more spacious. If the back of the leg softens, then you can lean forward just a bit more until you reach that next spot of resistance. Now, if you choose, we can do another round of spine. So this is a little different. You're still pulling forward, but now forehead comes down towards knee or thigh or shin, right? If you're able to reach your foot. Two more breaths. Rising up. We'll bend right knee. Start to straighten that left leg out a bit. Our legs might feel a little bit different, like the back of leg, right leg, even the left hip, right? There's just a difference from side to side. Let's go right into the other side. So left leg out. So same sequence, other side. Right foot to the inside of the left leg, or if you can, just bring it to the outside of the left leg. Belly, chest moving towards the right thigh. Let's hug the left knee in. Can't quite get that left elbow around the right knee, it's okay. Just grab where you can. But as you grab, resist at the same time, so we start to energize through the right hip. Spinal twist. Right hand drops down behind. Pull belly in. Move that belly just across that right thigh, just like a half inch, quarter inch. Release the twist. Separate leg stretch. Right foot to the inside of left leg. Cushion up that right knee. Grab left thigh. Let's just rotate thigh inward. Strap. There you go. Lengthen spine. Pull chest forward. So this is, once we get into it, it's a 2-minute stretch. So plenty of time here. Another minute. You could round spine. It's just a choice. Let's just go like 3 more breaths here. Release that. Feet on the floor. Just arms around knees. All right, so it feels pretty good to lie back here. So let's do that. So straighten legs out and lie back. Now feet on mat, just about mat width distance apart, knees coming in towards each other. This is an inner rotation into hips. Little windshield wiper blade movement, side to side. Go slow and just feel. maybe where you're tight. And the next time that your knees come up, you just walk feet in so they're about hip distance apart. Grab right knee. So just squeeze right knee in towards chest, straightening the left leg out along mat. Let's give a nice little pull here. Relaxing through hips and low back. Then a little subtle change here. So this right knee, pull right knee over towards the left shoulder. It's not really a spinal twist. That would be right knee is going way over to the left. So this is just going towards the left shoulder. This will get into that right butt cheek and actually the piriformis muscle, which goes transverse. It just goes along the side here, from the outer hip to the inner part of pelvis. And then actually pulling, so now you can pull the right knee a little bit to the outside of right shoulder. And then while we do that, just for fun, we can, just so we get the whole body here, just make circles with the right foot, articulating at the ankle. And then we can do circles in the opposite direction. Relax right foot, right knee above right hip. A couple of circles here. Lubricating the right hip. Circles in the opposite direction. Staying out of pain here. If there's any pain in the hip, just avoid that area of pain. Squeeze right knee in. Straighten right leg out. Feeling the difference between right and left. Slow breath in and out. All right, left knee. Let's just grab that left knee, squeeze in. Left knee pulling towards right shoulder. Left knee shifting so that it's outside the left shoulder. And as you hold on to that left knee, we could just work that left ankle. Circles in the opposite direction. And then relax the foot, left knee above left hip. Let's make some circles. Circles in opposite direction. And then squeeze that left knee in. All right, straighten left leg out. There we go. All right, a little bit more of this is more of a yin pose where we just hold it longer, and it's a nice long stretch. This is supine half moon. So this is a side stretch. So we're gonna get a beautiful stretch along the side body. And you might need blanket or bolster. It's possible, and I'll show you how it would be used. So lying back, we'll stretch the right side first. So think of a half moon shape, or like a banana shape. So take your left foot, move it over to the left. Right foot follows. Make sure this right hip stays down. If the right hip starts to come up, then that's too much. So you want that right hip to stay down. And as we get into this, I'll cue it, but crossing that right ankle over the left, that gives a little bit more even. Then with shoulders, you can move shoulders over to the left. So now we have this half moon shape along the right side. And if you choose, just reach in this right arm over. And this is where a cushion or a blanket could come in handy. If this right arm doesn't rest on the floor, you want to rest it on that prop so that we can relax through the shoulder and just allow this right side to open up. And we'll stay here. Let's give it 2 minutes from right now. Even taking in just a bit of a deeper breath. Feeling right ribs, right hip expand, even right low back. Before you just exhale that out. If you need more, you cross the right ankle over left. Let's take 3 more deeper breaths here. Bringing that awareness back to the body. And just maximizing that opening along the right side. Now on next exhale, draw belly down towards spine. This will support your side and your back. So belly's in, bring right leg back, then left. Shoulders come back and arms alongside body. Strange sensations in the body. That right side feels longer than the left. Well, let's go for it here. So let's get that left side. So right leg comes over, left leg follows. And make sure that left hip stays down. Shoulders can move over. And if you're using a prop, blanket or the cushion, you just move it over to the other side. And then I just like to, you could reach both arms out, but it might be even more comfortable just to reach that left arm up and over and just rest it on the prop. And then with right hand on belly, you can just feel the belly rise and fall as you breathe in and out. It's a very calming breath when you use your belly. 2 minutes. And for the last minute, left ankle on top of right. That's a fast 2 minutes. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Belly drawn down towards spine on an exhale. Left leg moves back. Right leg. Shoulders and then arms alongside body. All right, grab knees. Let's squeeze knees in towards chest. Both knees. Roll over onto right side. Pausing here. Just make a pillow for your head with right arm. Now push up. And we're going to come onto our bellies. And this is actually a way to relax into the low back. When we're tight in the low back, actually oftentimes it's overstretched. And we want to shorten the muscles and relax into the muscles of the low back at the same time. So the way we'll do that, now I'm going to take the cushion, and I like to have a little bit of curve in my low back. So it's kind of like a supported Sphinx pose. And even like a block just to support forehead. If that's not comfortable having that cushion there, you could just lay flat on belly, stack hands, and just place forehead on the back of hands. Now, there's a little bit more to this pose. So you can just sway your legs side to side, or just kind of rotate legs. And then you relax your legs. Allow belly to press down or to just float down towards the floor. And then here's probably the most important part is relax your glutes. So you just relax your butt muscles. So that in particular in the low back and the hip area and belly, just trying to be as relaxed as we can. Low back muscles are shortened. And we're just allowing some peacefulness to come into the low back. Just relax the butt, low back. You still feel a little tense, just a little wiggle the hip side to side, and then quiet. And just encourage a relaxation. It may not seem like much, but this is a very, very beneficial pose for the low back, especially if you have chronic low back issues from being tense and maybe even poor posture. Or sitting in a chair. This helps to counter that. All right, three more breaths here. I want to be careful about how we move here. Just bring in some awareness into the low back. You just shift hips side to side. And palms down, like we're going to do a push-up into a tabletop position, is you draw belly in towards spine. Keep belly drawn in as you come up into this crawling position. Belly stays in, this supports the low back. Let's just do an easy cat-cow here, just belly down. Spine and belly up towards ceiling. Belly down. Spine rounding towards ceiling. All right, so just step your right foot forward. Little stretch to the inner leg. Press hips down and forward. And if that feels pretty good, just pressing hips down and forward. You can bring hands to the inside of that right leg and just allow the right knee to come out to the side. This is just a little extra groin stretch. We're working our way towards a hip opener. The kneeling pyramid, just a little brief hamstring. You already had a long hamstring stretch, but you just shift the weight back towards left heel, pressing down through that right foot. And come forward enough. And here we go. So this is the way we'll do, this is a pigeon pose. Turn the mat here so you can see. So come all the way down onto that right hip. And you use the outside of mat just to measure or to get that right thigh parallel to the outside of mat. Then the shin less than parallel to the front of the mat. The more forward this goes, the harder it is on the right knee. So we bring that knee in. And the left leg, it depends on how it feels in the inner leg. So knee up, not so intense through the inner leg. Maybe a leg reaching straight back, and we get a nice little hip flexor stretch through that left leg. Pull chest forward. And I actually, in this particular move, taking that cushion right along the shin, you can grab the cushion or even just bring elbows down onto the cushion, or chest or belly. But if you want to get into the hip, it's really more about a long spine versus a rounded spine. A rounded spine, not so much hip. Reaching chest. And with that right hip all the way down, this is more gentle on that right knee. Typically, because there's not as much weight on the right knee causing pressure. Let's give this one more breath. All right, rise on up. And back into tabletop. Let's bring the left foot forward. Hips pressed down and forward towards left heel. Hands to the inside. Left knee can move out to the left here, a little inner leg stretch. Kneeling pyramid. Hips pressed back towards that right heel. And a supported pigeon. You walk left foot over to the right. Come all the way down onto left hip. Thigh lines up with the outer edge of the mat. Right leg, upper back, you choose. Reach chest out. Relax jaw. Chest reaching forward for more. Ease your way up. Just bring the right leg around, left leg around. Just in time, or just enough time for a little bit of Shavasana here. And as you lie back, it might feel good just to little brief squeeze knees in towards chest. And then straighten legs out. Palms face the ceiling. If you want to maximize relaxation, the more you relax the muscles in your face, your jaw, around your eyes, the more relaxed you could be in your mind and body. And just take in a deeper breath. Bringing awareness back to your body as chest and belly rise on inhale. And fall on exhale. Now wiggle fingers and toes. You can reach arms up and overhead along the floor. Stretching out through right arm, right leg. Left arm, left leg. Both arms, both legs. Squeeze navel towards chest. And rolling over onto whatever side is comfortable for you. And pushing up, seated position. Hands on knees, sitting up tall. Has there been a change in your state of mind, feeling in your body from when we started? Fingers and palms press lightly against each other in prayer. Thumbs along sternum. Just give yourself a breath of honor, appreciation. How good that you were able to practice. Take the time to replenish your mind, body, and spirit. Namaste.